1 Samuel chapter 9. 1 Samuel chapter 9. I'm going to move around a little bit of this chapter, a few verses, to give us an understanding of what's going on. And then we're going to pray and ask the Lord to have His way in this place. If you don't mind, all over the building, resting on your feet as we read God's Word. First Samuel chapter 9, verse 1. Now, there was a man of Benjamin whose name was Kish, son of Abiel. I'm not going to read the rest of that. It's just the son of. Last part of that verse says, a Benjamite, a mighty man of power. And he had a son whose name was Saul, a choice young man, and a goodly. And there was not among the children of Israel a goodlier person than he. From his shoulders upward, he was higher than any of the people. And his asses, and the asses were donkeys. The donkeys of Kish, Saul's father, were lost. Kish said to Saul, his son, now take one of the servants with you, rise and go and seek the asses, or seek the donkeys. Verse 15. Now the Lord had told Samuel, now get this. This 15 through 17 is happening at the same time as verses 2 and 3. In verses 2 and 3, Saul is told by his father, my donkeys are lost. You go find them. At the same time, he's given that task. This happened. Now the Lord told Samuel in his ear, a day before Saul came, saying, tomorrow, about this time, I will send thee a man out of the land of Benjamin. Now, this is happening at the same time. I'll send you a man out of it. He's going to find donkeys. Tomorrow, about this time, I'll send you a man out of the land of Benjamin, and thou shalt anoint him to be captain over the people of Israel, that he may save my people out of the hands of the Philistines. For I have looked upon my people because of their cry unto me. And when Samuel saw Saul, the Lord said to him, behold, the man whom I spoke to thee of, this same shall rule over the people. That's him. Verse 22. And Samuel took Saul and his servant and brought them into the parlor and made them sit at the chiefest place among them that were bidding, which were about 30 persons. And Samuel said to the cook, hey, cook, bring the portion I gave thee, which I said unto thee, set aside. Watch this. He had already set something aside before Saul got there. There's some things that God has already set aside. And the cook took up the shoulder, and that which was upon it, and set it before Saul. And Samuel said, behold, that which is left, set it before thee and eat. For For unto this time, for unto this time has it been kept for thee since I said, I invited the people. So Saul did eat with Samuel that day. The subject this morning is this. Don't curse your donkey. Somebody took you around, you tell them, don't curse your donkey. Don't curse your donkey. Man, stand there, we're going to pray. Contact somebody. Go hand to somebody so we can pray. Father, we need you today. The church needs you more than ever before. We need you. We need you to come and set things right. Set this world right. Restore unto us an influence that can change the world. Help us to be the influential institution that you meant for us to be. We do understand that before we can collectively walk in what you called us to walk in, each of us have to get our personal issues right. We're not just talking about sin issues. We're talking about every area of our life. Help us to get it right. Because to a man, to a woman in this room, we have all been cursing our donkeys. Help us to get it right. In Jesus' name, amen. On your way to your seat, find somebody, tell them, don't curse your donkey. Don't curse your donkey. I love y'all because I can give you a subject like that and you have no idea what I'm talking about. And you just scream it out like you got some idea. Come on, find somebody and tell them with everything in you, don't curse your donkey. This passage of scripture is a blessing to me. It's amazing to me because in this passage that I read to you this morning, Saul is given this mundane task, this very simple task on one side of his life. He is told by his father to go find the donkeys that I've lost. That's the task. But on the other side of that task is an appointment with God that he's not aware of. So him making it to the appointment with God is contingent upon him finding his father's donkey. Somebody say amen. Because sometimes it is your donkeys that connect you to your destiny. It's going to make sense of it. Donkeys represent, for this setting, represent the mundane assignments that we don't even recognize are designed to get us in a place where we meet God. Mundane assignment. I'm not talking about you going on a 40-day fast. I'm talking about mundane assignments like finding donkeys. Okay. Because we have a tendency to despise small things. Let somebody else handle that. I'm too important for that. Let somebody else do that. I ain't got time for that. And so we give the small things to other people, but it is the small things that's going to get you to your destiny. man in the text named Saul is described as being distinct among all the people of Israel. He's distinct. The Bible says, you heard me read it, he stands head and shoulders above everybody else. Just means that from his shoulder up, he's taller than everybody else in the land. Not only is he taller, but it also says that he is the most handsome man in the land. Saul's got a lot of stuff going good for him. Saul has all the so if Saul was such a good looking man, such a popular man, that if he had an Instagram page, all of y'all would be following him. Verse 2 shows us his selfie, that he's choice and he's handsome. His resume is astonishing. But none of that, none of verse 2 connects him to his God assignment. None of it. Nothing in verse 2, not the way he looks. His looks doesn't get God attention. His resume is not what gets God attention. His wisdom is not what gets God attention. It is the small, mundane task in verse 3 that gets God's attention. The task he's asked to run by his father, go find my donkeys. His looks doesn't get it, but searching for donkeys gets God's attention. It's not an accident, y'all. It's not an accident that God places these verses 3 and verse 2, other than numerically. Not an accident that God puts them so closely together, because there's something for us to see, something in there for us to see that we must consider. Because when we have two contrasting verses or comparative verses, our attention should be drawn in to see what is God trying to say. Everybody want to know what God's trying to say. What is God trying to say when we put these scriptures together? On one hand, in verse 2, Saul has this awesome resume, and it shows us how much prestige he has. But verse 3 shows us his humility. His humility is being obedient. I got all this going on for me. I'm a good-looking man. Nobody in the land look as good as I do. Nobody's as tall as I am. Yet, with all of that going for him, he did not think so much of himself that he would say, "Dad, get somebody else to go look for your donkeys." I hate to admit it, most of us in church today like to ride on the coattails of verse 2. We want people to be impressed with the way we appear on social media. Lord have mercy. So much so that we dare not present our real self, but we'll present our filtered self. Lord have mercy. We gotta lighten our skin or darken our skin or take a little weight off here and there and lift our eyes and put on makeup that you never even put on your face yourself. Because we want to ride the skirt tails of coat 2, verse 2, so that people will be impressed by what we present. Y'all ain't gonna like me in a minute. So we want to be flashy and savvy in hopes that what we present to them, social media, will be enough to get us in. If we're tall enough, if we're talented enough, if we stand head and shoulders above everybody else, that will be enough to get us in and get the approval of everybody that's looking in on us. But in Saul's story, it's not verse 2 that propels him to his destiny. It is his willingness to be faithful in the small things. I'm going to come get you in a minute. It is his willingness to be faithful in the small things. So I ask you, have you been turning up your nose and engaging half-heartedly in the things that God has set before you? that are beneath the name you have given yourself. I want to know. Can I follow you home right now? Right. I want to know, can I follow you home? And when I follow you home, can I get out of the car and go right into your house? I want to know, can I get out of the car and can I go right into your house without you coming up with some idea to stall me in the car till you go fold those clothes up and get on the couch for 2 weeks? I'm coming to get you. I'm coming to get you. I want to know. If I were to go with you home, will you send your husband out to my car so he can walk me and show me your garden that you never planted, so that you can run in the house and clean up before I come in? So you can go and wash the dishes before I come into your kitchen. Oh, have mercy. Or do you turn up your nose at the small things? Do you turn up the nose at your donkey? And you don't handle the small things that God is trying to get you to hook you to your destiny. No, you want some light from heaven to shine on you. You want some bright light, and you want this big old deep bass voice to speak to you. Thus saith the Lord to you. No, God said, I'm going to speak to you while you wash in the dish. Turn our nose up at those things that we don't realize. Sometimes it is those donkeys that lead to your destiny. We spend so much time trying to attach ourselves to verse 2. We don't realize that verse 2 is not what God is looking for. God is looking for verse 3, those who will be faithful and diligent to say yes, sir, to the assignment that is right in front of you. Lord, have mercy today. We all, every one of us in here, want to know, God, what is your will for my life? Right? We all want to know, what's your will for my life? What we're really asking is, God, what do you have for me to do? What do you have for me to do 2, 3, 5, 10 years from now? What is my assignment that you have for? What is my life going? What is it you want me to do? God's response to that is this: if I can get you to obey me for the next 20 minutes, we'll be on our way somewhere. You want to know what God's will is for your life? You want to know what God's will is for your life? God's will is for your life is to do what's next, whatever it is, as you're doing it unto Him. Whatever it is. You ain't got to look to go be a witness overseas somewhere. Just whatever you put your hands to do it to the best of your ability. Whatever it is. Whatever it is, whatever you do it well. Whatever. That is Christianity 101. Whatever you do it well. Don't curse your donkey. Tell your neighbor that, don't curse your donkey. Here's why. Because your donkey, whatever it is, your donkey builds character in you. Your donkey builds humility in you. Your donkey strengthens your backbone because you've been able to handle The small things. See, we get stuck on verse 2, and God said, I ain't even looking at verse 2. I don't care what you look like on Facebook. I don't care what your Instagram picture looks. God said, I want to know, are you washing dishes? This is the simple stuff that God's give big grades on. The simple stuff. But if you are consumed by your own importantness, you're consumed by your own giftedness, that you ignore the donkey. You think you're too good for that. God ain't got no use for you. Gratitude is let somebody else do that. I'm just going to sit right here and wait for the great call that's on my life. Lord have mercy. It's your donkeys that connect you to your destiny. This is important because on the way to your destiny, you're going to encounter some things that the donkeys have made you ready for. On the way to your destiny, you got to be prepared to handle everything the enemy throws at you. Matthew 17, verse 16. Let's listen to this, y'all. Because if you're not prepared to handle what the enemy throws at you, you're not going to be able to make the impact that God has designed you to make. Listen to this. Verse 16, chapter 17, Matthew says, and I brought him to thy disciples, and they could not cure him. And Jesus answered and said, O faithless and perverse generations, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him to me. And Jesus rebuked the devil, Lord have mercy, and he departed out of him. And the child was cured from that very hour. Look at what happened. Then came the disciples to Jesus apart, saying, why could not we cast him out? They should have took care of the donkey. Well, why could not we cast him out? And Jesus said, now get this, Jesus said, because of your unbelief. Wait, y'all, wait. Unbelief in who? Unbelief in Jesus? No. They believed in Jesus. You know why? Because when Jesus showed up, they brought the boy to Jesus because they knew he could do something. So the unbelief was not in Christ. They didn't believe in themselves. Oh, have mercy. He says, because of your unbelief, listen, y'all, for verily I say unto you, if you have the faith as a grain of mustard seed, you shall say unto the mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible to you. Why? If you believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. I'm going to go a little bit deeper and show you something. We go deeper. Verse 21. Look at, oh man, look at this. Here we go. Howbeit, this kind goeth not out, but by prayer and fasting. Howbeit, this kind, everybody say this kind. Howbeit, this kind only goes out by prayer and fasting. Now, here's what I want you to understand. The church is under attack. The church is under attack. Your Your power of influence is at stake. Here's the problem. The problem with saints in the church is that we don't outgrow our demon. Lord have mercy. Demons are getting bigger, stronger, meaner, and God knows they get bolder. Lord help me now. They're getting, demons are so bold now, they don't wait for you outside of the church. Demons come right up in the church, in your face. Y'all ain't gonna hear me this day. Demons don't wait for you outside of the church no more because the church has lost its influence. So they come in the church, get right up in your face, and dare you to make a difference. Help me, Holy Ghost. Demons are getting bolder and stronger. And we, on the other hand, still the same. They grow, they get stronger, they got more weapons, they got more ammunition. Here we are, we remain the same. Be careful that you don't fall into the trap of speaking something out of your mouth that you have not fully embraced in your heart. I gotta say that again. You better be careful that you don't speak something out of your mouth that you haven't fully embraced in your heart. Because the devil is going to attack you on the level of your confession. Here we are. Today's Christian. We live our life. We get our word from a post on Facebook. We see those cool sayings on Facebook, and we'll take it and we'll repost that cool saying because it sounds so good, it looks so good, and it's just woo, it made me feel some kind of way. But all you are doing is reposting what somebody else posted. You're posting something that's not even in your heart. God help me here today. We're reposting and we are confessing and professing and ain't got no wisdom. Why am I walking so hard today? The devil is going to attack you. Y'all gotta hear me now. The devil is going to attack you on the level of which you spoke. And you are attacking not a normal devil, you are attacking this kind. You're attacking this kind of devil. This ain't no regular kind. This is this kind. And this kind, watch this kind not going to respond to you with your normal Christianity. Because there are certain kinds of demonic forces that don't go out by normal Christianity. There are certain kinds of demonic spirits that do not respond to your in the name of Jesus. God help me here today. Because this kind has become desensitized to complacent Christianity. Demons have been metastasize. Let me explain it. If you've ever been ill, you ever had a pain in your body, and you were taking medication for a certain kind of pain, and that medication used to work when you took it, but now your pain has outgrown the medication. Y'all ain't hearing me. So now the dosage that you were taking has no effect on the pain you're experiencing, because the pain has gotten bigger. It has gotten stronger. It has gotten meaner. So in order for the medication to work, you got to up your dosage. Your body now needs another level for this kind of trouble. Your body needs another dosage for this kind of trouble. So it is the job of the church, it is the job of this church to grow you in such a way that your enemy does not become bigger than your anointing. We have old niggas today, Brother Randy, that have metastasized and they've gotten used to your way of living. Lord, have mercy. And now the prayer life that used to work, they've gotten too big for that. The meditation that used to work, they've gotten too big for that. The praise that used to work, they've gotten too big for that. So in order for you to get to where you can handle that, you got to up your dosage. At least you think that we're in a battle that we can't win. Let me assure you that in this battle you are not the underdog. You are positioned to win. I was looking at the story of David. The match and fight that David had with Goliath. And when we look at that, we come away thinking that David is the underdog in the story. Come away believing that Goliath is this big old giant, and there's no way that this little old boy should be able to whip this giant. But I submit to you that that's not true. David is not the underdog. David is favored. He goes into the battle expecting to win. Lord have mercy. Here it is, y'all. Goliath. He looks terrifying. 8 foot tall or so. 600 pounds. Covered with armor that cannot be pierced. He has a sword that weighs 100 pounds. Lord have mercy. Look at the odds. Nobody wants to fight Goliath, and to decide to fight Goliath is like a death wish. It's a suicide mission. If you go out there and you fight that boy, you're going to die. David shows up and David says, I'll fight him. Lord have mercy. David shows up and says, I'll fight him. Regardless of how intimidating Goliath looked, David goes to fight Goliath. Watch this, y'all, with a slingshot. Now, not one of those little toy slingshots you pull back like that, but the slingshot was more like a cloth, a long leather strap that hung down, and they would put the stone in the cloth, and David would whirl that thing as fast as he could, and then he would sling the rock out of the slingshot. Now, it is said that the slingshot, I'm trying to show you that David wasn't the underdog, David was favored. It is said that when they slung the rock out of the slingshot, the rock traveled at speeds of 150 miles an hour. 150 miles an hour wasn't an ordinary rock. This rock was 3 times harder than a rock that we pick up today. And so David slung that rock 150 miles an hour, hit him right between the eyes. And the Bible says Goliath fell down. David went and cut off his head with his spear, because David was proficient with the slingshot. It is said that slingers, the guys who are Benjamites, they were mostly left-handed. They were mostly left-handed, and the slingers would take that slingshot, and it is said because they practiced, they could hit one blade of grass from 200 yards away. So they were proficient with the slingshot. So David went in well prepared to handle what he was stepping into. Well prepared to handle what he was stepping into. Goliath, watch this, Goliath expected to fight a soldier, another soldier, in hand-to-hand combat. The enemy knows if I ever get my hands on him, if I can ever grab a hold to him and get my hands on him, it's over then. But David never got close enough to the enemy. See, our problem is we get too close to the devil. We step up right to him and we want to go hand-to-hand combat with the devil. But your weapons are designed to where you ain't got to step up to the devil. Lord have mercy. Watch this. Let's talk about Goliath, and I'm done, y'all. Let's talk about Goliath. Goliath was expecting hand-to-hand combat, and Goliath wasn't ready for what was happening. But look, let me tell you something about Goliath, because the Bible gives us some hints about Goliath. Watch this. The Bible gives us hints about Goliath. The Bible says this. It says that when Goliath went down to the battlefield, he had to be led by an assistant. Goliath had to be taken by the hand and be led down to the battlefield by an assistant. The Bible also talks about how slow Goliath had to move. Y'all ain't gonna hear me today. He had to be led into the valley by an assistant because he couldn't see well. Goliath had to be led by and put his weight on an assistant because he had aches in his joints. Lord, y'all ain't gonna hear me today. See, the reason why Goliath was so tall was because he had a disease that caused him to be giant size. There was a tumor on his brain that y'all heard of Andre the Giant? There was a tumor on his brain that caused him to grow bigger than normal. But that tumor took his eyesight. That tumor took his ability to be agile. So Goliath, even though he looked like he was powerful, wasn't as bad as he looked. He looked like he could tear somebody's head off. And as long as you didn't get where he could grab you, there was no way he could beat you. He told David, come to me. Reason why he said come to me, because he couldn't see where it was. He said, come to me so I can see you. Come to me so I can get my hands on. Get where I can grab you. But David said, I got enough sense not to get in the ring with the devil. See, some of y'all are so foolish, you step in the ring with the devil. You got to learn how to stay out of the ring and let God fight your battle. Church, don't get in the ring with the devil. I don't care what they say. Church, don't get in the ring with the devil. Don't take the fight to him. You stay outside. And you plant your feet solid. Say, on Christ, the solid rock I stand. All over the ground is sinking sand. The enemy is trying his best to destroy the reputation of the church. Don't get in the ring. Don't get in the ring. Let them talk all they want to talk. You just keep on doing what you're supposed to do. You just keep on handling your donkey. You keep on handling your donkey. You keep on taking care of your donkey. You keep on searching for your donkey. And I'm not going to stop till I find my donkey. Wish I had some help in here today. I wish I had somebody who don't mind taking care of the small things. No, let them have that big battle. Don't you get on Facebook and don't you tweet a word about it. Don't you say a word about it. Let them fight all they want to fight. You stay outside and you just be the church. You just be the church. You just be the church. You hear what I'm trying to tell you? Just be the church. Don't participate in that mess. Don't even give your time to that mess. Don't give your time to it. Don't give not 1 second of time to it. Because the devil's trying to get you hooked. Get you in the ring where you start saying stuff and you start doing stuff and now he got his hands on you. Next thing you know, they're going to pull something out of the closet on you. Your devil is not as bad as he's putting on. He's not as strong as he's putting on. He won't tell you that. He's not as strong as he's putting on. He can't see where you're going. He can't move where you're moving. Y'all are hearing me today. So regardless of what you're lying to say, let him yell all he wants to yell. You just step in there and you just know, say, tell him this day, the Lord's going to deliver you to my hand. Yes. I ain't got time for foolishness. Y'all can have it if you want. I ain't got time for foolishness. And I can tell you that he still loves me. As much hell as you're trying to bring to the church, God still loves you. God is concerned about your soul. I ask myself this question. I don't know the answer. Ask myself this question. God, if something like that happened in my church, what would we do? How would we respond when the enemy got bold enough to come in pour love on them. Because the enemy wants to come up in here. The enemy wants to come up. I heard somebody say the devil is alive. Come on, let everybody agree. The devil is alive. But he wants to show it like the head up in here. But we know he has giantism. We know that he's not as strong and he's not as bad as he tries to make himself out to be. We're going to stand solid on God. We're going to come together. We're going to come together. We're going to put out every fire and he tries to set. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. So y'all can give him a clock. All right, I get to go on. So, what I'm trying to say to you, what I believe God wanted me to say to you today, is you handle the donkeys. You handle your small things. You handle the small tasks that you've been pushing off on other folk. You